What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Darren. I'm the bow tie fragrance guy. On this channel we talk about fragrances as well as fashion. So if you enjoy looking good and smelling great, then I think you found the right channel. Why don't you go ahead and consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you don't mind, go ahead and click that little bell right there in the corner as well, just to make sure when I upload new content on the channel, you don't miss out and you get notified. So guys, you see the title of today's video. We're going to be doing a kind of a first impressions, if you will, of the newest release from the house of Kilian called A Kiss from a Rose. All right, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. I know what song is going through your head, so let's go ahead and address that. I'm going to sing it with you. Baby, if I could give you a kiss from a rose. I know. I already know it was going through your head, all right? So I wanted to go ahead and sing it with you so we can get it out of our systems. We can move on with the review of this fragrance from Kilian, A Kiss from a Rose. For those of you that are too young and don't know what song I'm talking about, first of all, well, if you're too young, you got an excuse, but if not, shame on you if you don't know that song. It was a song by an artist named Seal. I don't remember the year, it was sometime in the early 90s, but the song was called A Kiss from a Rose. And I just know that song was going through your head, so I wanted to go ahead and pretty much address that elephant in the room and go ahead and get that out of our systems, okay? I'll give you another quick second to finish singing the song because those are really the only lyrics I know by heart. Get out of your system. All right, now let's move on. So if you guys want to hear my thoughts on the newest release from Kilian called A Kiss from a Rose, then you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in, man. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this video again, talking about the newest release from Kilian, A Kiss from a Rose. First off, let's look at the presentation. It comes in a box like this. Within the last year and a half, Kilian has changed the presentation. They went away from the copperates. And one thing that did was it made the fragrances a little bit more accessible from a price standpoint. Because they moved away down from like that $299 range to more like $240, between $240 and $250. Although I think this fragrance retails for around $300 if I'm not mistaken. Of course, with Kilian fragrances, you get this little, I don't know what you want to call it. I guess it's kind of a booklet of some kind that has a little bit of information on the Kilian products and the brand itself. So that's what's in here. And when you open it up, the fragrance rests inside of this box, just like that. Now, from what I understand, this fragrance is not yet available in the U.S. markets, but that's why you got to have a connect. So shout out to my connect, Mr. Tanzir. He's actually, doesn't live too far from me, and a lot of times when he gets exclusive stuff, his hands on exclusive stuff like this, he lets me know. And of course, I went and I wanted to go ahead and get this off of him because I really am a fan of most Kilian fragrances. I think I probably have 19, maybe 20 Kilian fragrances in my collection. So I really enjoy fragrances from the house. To me, Kilian does sexy very well. But this fragrance falls into that fresh category. Another fragrance I have in my collection that would fall into that category is Kilian's Rolling in Love. And it's actually in a similar presentation to this one. With that being said, let's take a look at the presentation. Now, it comes in a similar, as I said, presentation to Rolling in Love, except the inscription on the bottle is a pure white color. Very beautiful presentation. Again, it has the gold cap on it. The bottle is red, as you can see. The beautiful embellishments on the side. Just an absolutely gorgeous bottle. Of course, red is my favorite color. And but man, let's get into talking a little bit more about exactly what this smells like. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it on this test strip and just kind of walk you guys through some things as it relates to what I get from this fragrance. Oh my goodness, listen. All right, so most people that I saw talk about Rolling in Love thought that was very unisex and leaning feminine. You're gonna get some of the same with this fragrance. This is very unisex. I would say that the opening of it leans a little bit more feminine. Now, again, I always say to offset it, and this is something that seemed to mess with the female mind. When a guy wears a fragrance and it leans feminine, she's gonna be attracted to it, right? But the way that you offset that feminine vibe in a fragrance to me is when you dress like this. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I've said it once, and I'll say it again. A man in a suit is one of the most masculine presentations that you can present, and women really respond to that. They say that a man in a well-tailored suit is the equivalent of a woman in lingerie, so let that sink in. But this thing opens up very feminine. I will say that. But I will tell you, man, you can pull this off. Don't shy away from it. You can pull it off. Now, this fragrance opens up very green and very floral. You get a nice, fresh, vibrant kind of green opening, and immediately I get jasmine and I get rose. Of course, the name of the fragrance is A Kiss from a Rose, but the fragrance doesn't come off like one of those kind of jammy, dark roses that you may be accustomed to from fragrances like maybe Portrait of a Lady. Another fragrance that comes to my mind, New York Oud from Bond No. 9. It's not that kind of dark, jammy rose. This is a lot more green. So like a green rose, like a rose that's in its early stages of development. It's more green is what you get from this fragrance. But man, it smells good. I really like this fragrance. Again, I worn it once and it lasted pretty much all day. I got 8+ hours of performance out of it, so it's good in that category. But man, this thing really starts to change once you get about 2 hours into it. Hour and a half, maybe 2 hours into it, it really starts to change. You have some cypre oil in here, and it really starts to give more of a masculine feel to this fragrance as it dries down. So if you're turned off as a guy by the opening of the fragrance that's very feminine, if you give it some time, if you can give it about that hour and a half, 2 hour mark, it really starts to change, and you start to get a little bit more of a masculine feel that starts to come into play with this fragrance. But I wore it, and I really enjoyed wearing this fragrance. So as I said again, when the fragrance really gets into the heart of the dry down, it really takes on a more woody, masculine feel. There's Narcotics in this fragrance as well as cypre oil, and it really gives this dank, really woody, earthy quality to this fragrance, and it really starts to change the whole complexion of this scent. So again, at that point, to me, it really starts to lean more masculine than feminine. So again, for the guys out there, you have to give it some time to get past that really floral green opening and get to more of the heart of this fragrance, where you start to pick up on that more woody, earthy vibe. To me, the Narcotics and this kind of gives off a similar presence that you would get from like cedarwood, or maybe even like vetiver. When you get a nice earthy vetiver, that's what you start to get as this fragrance dries down. But man, it is absolutely gorgeous, especially when it gets to the heart and the dry down of this fragrance. Now, there's also a little bit of white musk in the background of this fragrance that really kind of helps to clean it up. So when you get the cypre oil, you get the Narcotics. It doesn't go too dark, too heavy. I think that clean musk note in here will allow females to still enjoy this fragrance as it dries down as well. But overall, I really like the scent, and I think it's one that both men and women alike can really enjoy. But all right, guys, that's it. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video, as I kind of gave you guys my overall first impressions of the newest release from the house of Bykilian, A Kiss from a Rose. As always, I appreciate your time and your attention to this video, because of course, you could have been anywhere else in the world, man, but you're right here with me, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos out to some folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining, because I'm your guy, Darian, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.